Coming to you from Glens Falls, New York, it's time for more Federation Tournament of Champions basketball on this Saturday morning. Good morning, folks. Welcome in. My name is Tom Price. Next to my partner, Doug Krigo. It should be a fun one as Poughkeepsie, the New York State Public High School Athletic Association champions, take on Frederick Douglass Academy, the New York City Public High School champions of the PSAL. And Doug, when you look at this matchup, expect a whole lot of speed and athleticism on both sides in this game.
Yeah, there's a lot of great athletes out there, a lot of great basketball players out there. Two really good basketball teams. Both teams are versatile, athletic, and they're going to go at it, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Great way to start the day. When
you look at this Poughkeepsie team, first state title in over 2 decades for the program, led by first-year head coach. Talk about a first-year head coach coming in, Cody Moffitt. He had taken Briarcliff of Section 1 to a couple state Final Fours, gets over the hump now with Poughkeepsie and his first year at the helm. And they have a really special player in Devontre Thomas, a guy that's starting to get some college interest, some Division I interest. We'll see where he ends up, but he's a guy that at this level really excels inside and out.
Yeah, Devontre Thomas is a unique athlete. When you see him pregame, you think, okay, here's a post player, because he's got a big body, he's tall, he's long, but when you watch him play, he's silky smooth on the touch and great player.
We'll step aside for a moment for the national anthem, come back with the starting lineups. You're watching the NFHS Network.
This event is brought to you by Champion. Since 1919, Champion has created the durable, authentic sportswear you need to conquer your goals. As the official uniform and apparel provider for the NFHS, Champion helps athletes at every level make their mark, the mark of a champion. View our apparel today at champion.com.
Just a reminder, kids who participate in high school activities tend to go a little farther than those who don't. Take part. Get set for life.
And it's time for championship level basketball. It's the Class A Federation Tournament of Champions semifinals. We mentioned Thomas on one side and Wage on the other side. Muhammad Wage, the junior, kind of the standout for this Frederick Douglass team out of the PSAL, Doug.
Yeah, 6'6", really long, really athletic. Only a junior, as you said, and he's just going to get better. He's an impressive kid.
And we highlighted this yesterday, but worth bringing up again how public schools have historically, at least as of late, really struggled in this Federation tournament. Have to go all the way back to West Hill in 2014 to find the last team that won a state title in the Federation tournament out of the public school ranks. And you look at Poughkeepsie, if there's a team to do it, they have a very unique team with a lot of athleticism and a lot of switchability. As you mentioned, there's a lot of different cogs on this team that can kind of all fit together.
Yeah, their versatility, in my opinion, is their strength. They'll switch on screens. They got guys who can play inside. They got guys those same guys can play away from the basket. They can mix defenses. They're very versatile. They also have size and a very good point guard, Jameek Carter, who kind of keeps the pulse of this team.
Yeah, Carter's a guy that can really get out and run, and then Tremel Reeves is a 2-time Dutchess County All-Star as well. So there's some talent, no doubt about that, for the Poughkeepsie Pioneers, led by, I mentioned, first-year head coach Cody Moffitt. On the other side, Patrick Mangan leads his team into battle against Poughkeepsie. And Doug, your final thoughts before we tip this one off. It's the beginning of what's going to be known here in Glens Falls as the day JG3 returns home, but we got a whole lot of basketball before we get there at 3 o'clock.
Yeah, in terms of the crowd and the atmosphere in the arena right now, Glens Falls is just waking up, but it'll be a crescendo to the 3 o'clock game with Glens Falls. But on the court, two really good basketball teams and a terrific game coming up.
We Glens Falls versus South Bronx Prep. That game scheduled for 3 o'clock. You can watch that right here on the NFHS network. It's already sold out, so if you're wanting to get tickets, too late. So you got to watch us or don't watch. Those are your options now at this point.
You snooze and you lose. So, but pretty good option here on the NFHS network.
We'd like to think so. And then now let's get started on this Saturday morning. Frederick Douglass takes the floor.
The other kid to watch for Frederick Douglass is Derek Jeet Meja Hernandez. He's a burly point guard. He can shoot it. He's tough as nails. Reminds me a little bit of the slightly older basketball crowd out there of a kid named Hamid Khalid Alamin from UConn back in the day. Just a tough, burly kid, but a really capable ball handler and shooter. He's a handful.
Frederick Douglass out of West Harlem loses the tip. And Poughkeepsie, the Section 1 champion, the New York State Public High School Athletic Association champion, will control as they start in the white jerseys, and it's knocked out of play. We're underway. Tip-off at exactly 9 o'clock. We're running on schedule. We'll see how long that is able to be said in this day of another long stretch of games, another 7 games to be played on this day. Fancy footwork. It's in the middle of the lane. The open jumper unable to be knocked down by Reeves. Now Frederick Douglass pushing the pace. Underneath, it's taken away by Poughkeepsie. One thing that's interesting to watch here, Doug, will be Poughkeepsie handling the speed and size of Frederick Douglass as this jumper is knocked down. Just because they have the speed and size to compete with Frederick Douglass, they're going to be used to someone matching their speed and size. That's not something they see very often for Poughkeepsie.
Yeah, the other thing with Frederick Douglass is you look at these athletes, they're long and athletic. They got a lot of size out there, long arms, long bodies. They're going to get a lot of tip passes and challenge a lot of shots.
Three-pointer. Getting us going is Frederick Douglass. They're on the scoreboard, 3-2.
That's Meja Hernandez right there again. Kind of their leader on this team. He's the guy that makes them go.
Thomas had his three deflected right back into his hands. He wants it. He'll pull the trigger once again. And Thomas, that's his first three-pointer that actually got out of his hand, and it's his first one that goes in. It's 5-3 Pioneers.
Wage got caught under the basket there, and if you're guarding Thomas one-on-one, you know he's got range. You can't get caught up under the basket. That's what's going to happen to you.
On the right side, Tromar giving it up top. This is Hernandez. Now to Wage. Wage facing up. Shot clock down to 8. Frederick Douglass trying to create. They'll put up a long three-pointer, deflected off glass and iron. Thomas just sort of slaps it forward as he was trying to get it in the hands this time of Goins, but it's a turnover. It'll be a left side triple. Bottoms. That's Jacob Barry. And he puts Frederick Douglass in front by 1. 2 3-pointers nearly going for Frederick Douglass. Cross-court pass. Thomas will take the step-back triple. Rimmed out that time for Devontre Thomas. In transition now. Magay lost it, but it's up top. Hernandez into the hands now of Barry, who knocked down his second consecutive three-pointer.
Yeah, a little bit scattered defensively there was Poughkeepsie after the transition, and Frederick Douglass found the open man and took advantage.
Lions out to a 9-5 lead. Pioneers inside. Left-hand finish, just a little bit off. Good effort, but a second effort for Reeves. 2 good looks for Tremel Reeves, unable to knock down either. Now in transition, the alley-oop is swatted away. Poughkeepsie forcing the turnover. Now Carter trying to maintain it with the left hand, and he'll pull it out.
Yeah, good move by Carter. A little out of control there, but he recognized it and collected himself. Again, he's a guy that keeps the pulse of this team and does a great job.
Cody Moffitt directing signals from the sideline. Up top to Devontre Thomas. It'll be a right side pull and a right side three. As Niall Goins. Goins was crucial down the stretch for Poughkeepsie in a game they almost lost to Johnson City in the regional round. As this is an 11-8 score now. As Frederick Douglass back in front. Devontre Thomas swatted away, but a foul coming underneath.
You saw the athleticism of Wage there chasing down that shot by Thomas, but Thomas, as you said, heating up already from the outside, and we talked about it at the outset. Looks like a post player, but really good feet, really good hands, and of course that outside touch.
Thomas, also a member of the football team for Poughkeepsie. I'd like to see that guy coming off the defensive end. That's what he plays for the Pioneers.
Yeah, he looks like a prototypical DN for a football team.
Also plays a little bit of wide receiver as well, so tough matchup at the cornerback spot for a lot of guys in Section 1 this season.
Yeah, if you're a 5'10 corner, good luck.
Inside, and it's a foul right before the shot was put up. Cromar, they're going to say, wasn't the active shooting, as he will shoot two.
Yeah, Cromar, an explosive athlete, showed it there, really pushing the pace and attacking the Poughkeepsie transition defense. And you'll see Frederick Douglass do that a lot tonight.
Lions on the free throw line looking to extend their three-point margin. As that one rolls through. It's 12-8 now.
Frederick Douglass, a team that switches defense, play a lot of what I would call junk defenses, but they'll go man-to-man. They'll throw a 1-2-2, a 1-3-1, give you a lot of different looks and try to use their athleticism. Looks like they're setting a 1-3-1 in this possession.
13-8. As this ball is kicked, and it will stay with Poughkeepsie. I mentioned the last team to win a state title out of the public school ranks was West Hill. Also doing in 2014 was Scotia Glenville out of the public ranks as well. So, been 5 years since a public school has done it on the boys' side. Poughkeepsie trying to change that. Thomas, a bounce pass up top, it's knocked away.
Yeah, the length of Frederick Douglass giving Poughkeepsie a couple issues here early on. A lot of tip balls, a lot of knockaways right now. So Poughkeepsie's going to have to adjust to that length and make crisper passes.
Up top to Reeves. A bounce pass into the corner. Goins trying to get it to Reeves, and it's instead taken away.
There's the length again. Wage just off the passing lane, but has that long wingspan, able to corral that pass and take it the other way.
Yeah, Wage, you could tell a guy that's still growing into that frame, but is a very dangerous player already, and just a junior. A right side three, left short, but a rebound, and it is controlled by this team for Frederick Douglass. As Hernandez. That's Derek Hete Mihei Hernandez, which is why I'm going to call him Hernandez from here on out. Inside, a foul. And it will be Cromar shooting free throws.
Again, you saw Cromar's explosiveness off the dribble. He puts a lot of pressure on team defenses and gets himself to the line quite a bit.
13-8 the score, 2:54 left in the first quarter. Tom Priceman, Doug Kriego, thanks again for tuning in.
Interestingly, Frederick Douglass started this season 0-3, and obviously finished off the year with a 25-6 record. So some growing pains perhaps early on, but they've really gelled and obviously peaked at the right time.
Yeah, I'm not sure you're going to find many teams in this Federation tournament that started 0-3. This is a tournament of champions for a reason, but Frederick Douglass, as you mentioned, 25-3 down the stretch, pretty good.
Yeah, that'll get it done. And as you're seeing here early on, really capable athletic team. And they will be a handful for anybody.
And that free throw is knocked down, so it's 14-8. A bounce pass, and it's taken away. In transition is Frederick Douglass. On the break. Scoop shot, no. A follow coming. Instead, pulling it out is Hernandez.
As I mentioned, tough kid Hernandez. He will go in there and rebound as a guard. Not afraid to mix it up.
Screen set by Wage. Hernandez will try the three-pointer. A second offensive rebound on this possession for Frederick Douglass. Now Wage posting up. Able to get it into Hernandez, and he is fouled.
Good offense there by Fairleigh Dickinson. Hit the cutter, and he gets to the line. You know, one of the kids that I really like for Poughkeepsie whose name we haven't called yet, has been quiet at the start. They need to get him going, is Jaquan Pearson, number 23. Super athletic kid, really springy, good off the bounce. He's been quiet these first 6 minutes, and he's going to have to get himself involved.
So Frederick Douglass finds themselves in front, 15-8, and Cody Moffitt and the Poughkeepsie Pioneers want a timeout. We'll take one as well, 15-8 the score, 2:15 left in the first quarter, and you are watching the NFHS Network. $15-8, 2:15 left in the first quarter, and a free throw still to come for Frederick Douglass Academy out of West Harlem in New York City, taking on Poughkeepsie. A good 90 minutes outside New York City, right on the Hudson River in Dutchess County.
Poughkeepsie's traveled pretty well today. Got a good contingent of fans. They had a good crowd in Binghamton last week at the state championships, and they got great support from their community.
Last week, I know they got some buses going from the local high school for fans. I don't know if they did that again this week, but it's always good to see the towns come out and support. A little difficult sometimes here in Glens Falls for the fans of the downstate teams to do that, but they are out and loud today. Pulling up from mid-range, Carter looking to get himself going, no. And then a putback off as well. The third try is in. Jaquel Harvard, the senior reserve center, coming on and making an impact on his first offensive possession.
Harvard's a big, workman type in the paint that comes off the bench for Poughkeepsie, and you saw his work right there pay off.
15-10 the score, a minute and 24 seconds left in this first quarter. Driving baseline. Hernandez missed the floater and then over the back foul as Wage tried to reach up and swat that shot backwards and reached over the back of Devontre Thomas.
Poughkeepsie in their state championship game last week against Pittsford Mendon, it was really their effort, particularly on the defensive end in the second half of that game, that turned it. They came from behind and won that game, but it was really their effort defensively, and you see them picking up the effort a little bit here after that timeout.
15-10 as just a minute now left in this first quarter. A bounce pass nearly thrown away by Carter. Goins able to track it down. Inside, and a foul on the entry pass as Pearson was hit from behind.
Like Jaden, no, it wasn't Jaden Clark, it was Jacob Berry. Got a little overzealous coming over the back there.
Inbounded in the corner, a bounce pass up top. Now Thomas, he'll try the three. Thomas off the side of the iron. Inside, Harvard, nearly taken away by Thomas as he and Pearson both thought it was a pass intended for them. Pearson was able to control before a kick ball.
Well, important to come to the ball if you're receiving it as an offensive player against this Frederick Douglass team because of their quickness and disruption defensively. So you saw both guys reacting the way they should, really, if the ball's near them.
9-second differential between the shot and game clock. Now down to 29 seconds and 20 on the shot clock. As another kicked ball.
And Cromar may have a career playing for the Adirondack Thunder, the hockey team that plays here in this arena. That's about his third kick save here in the first quarter. But just a really active defender who's going to just wreak havoc out there.
Thomas catching on the wing. It's kicked away again. That's 3 kicks in 1 possession. Maybe the Frederick Douglass team can start an indoor soccer team here at Coolidge Shering Arena. Thomas catches. He'll pull from the hash mark. Thomas, cash.
That's that soft touch and unlimited range we talked about for Thomas. Really pretty look there.
And then a turnover for Frederick Douglass. 7.6 seconds left in the first quarter. As two Lions will check back in.
Good finish of the quarter here by Poughkeepsie. Got a little momentum. You can see their energy level, their effort level has picked up a little bit since the start of the game, and I think they're going to be feeling pretty good heading into the quarter break.
Going, step back jumper is off, but Poughkeepsie closes the quarter with a 5-0 run to get within 2 of Frederick Douglass Academy. The West Harlem squad in front by 2 after 1 quarter of play, and you're watching on the NFHS Network.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
(15-13) as we start the second quarter. Time for Frederick Douglass to try to extend their 2-point advantage. Doug, your thoughts on that opening period of play?
Well, we saw Frederick Douglass do what we thought they were going to do, be disruptive on the defensive end, create some offense off their defense, and contest shots and passes all the way. Poughkeepsie basically just need to take better care of the basketball. I think they'll tighten up as they adjust to the length and the quickness of Frederick Douglass, and they just need to take better care of the ball.
Inside, it's Wagge who kind of rushed a follow-up shot. Now Goins, a touchdown pass ahead to Thomas. Thomas drops it off. Pearson laying it up for 2. We're tied, 15 all.
Poughkeepsie, there's their versatility. Like I said, they'll play a game in the 50s. They'll also play a game in the 80s, and they're comfortable in either setting. They showed their ability to run right there.
45 seconds already gone off this second quarter clock, and then going into the corner is Pearson, able to save that pass that was deflected away. Driving baseline. It'll be reversed into the corner. It's an open 3, unable to be knocked down. Good look, but Campbell couldn't hit.
Good to see Pearson asserting himself and inserting himself into this game a bit more. His athleticism, his activity is going to be a big X factor for Poughkeepsie's success.
Ball's knocked away, picked up by Poughkeepsie. Thomas running the break. Thomas stepping through and finishing. And that's what makes Thomas so unique. You mentioned he looks like a post player, but that's 2 times now they've let him run the break, and 2 times it's resulted in buckets.
Yeah, as I said at the outset, great feet, great hands, soft shooting touch. He's a unique athlete.
Inside. That right-handed layup attempt was too strong from De La Cruz.
Saw Pearson altered that shot. Poughkeepsie picking things up defensively, which is sparking their offense right now.
Thomas airballed the 3-pointer, and stepping on the end line was Harvard. Thomas will take a seat, maybe those legs a little bit tired, as well as Pearson will sit down. In the passing lane, Reeves on the break. Reeves going to do it himself. And Fancy Left-hand scoop shot.
Pretty scoop to the hoop by Reeves. Another big body that's really, really capable off the dribble. Has a nice shooting stroke. Reeves, Thomas gets a lot of the talk on this team, but Reeves is a really, really good player too.
Entry pass to Wagge. Double team coming. He's trying to pass out of it. It's into the corner for De La Cruz. The baseline J is off the mark. Wagge running it down. It's out of play off Frederick Douglass, and Poughkeepsie with momentum leading by 4.
Poughkeepsie coach Cody Moffitt challenged his team at halftime last week at the state championship, and they responded. And I think he may have had some similar words at the quarter break, because they've really come out with a higher level of effort and activity, and it's paid dividends.
Reeves inside. It's a 13-0 run for the Pioneers of Poughkeepsie. And a timeout taken by the Lions of Frederick Douglass. 20. (21-15), 4:58 left in the second quarter. Tom Preisman, Doug Krigo, thanks again for tuning in on the NFHS Network. And it was 15-8. It's now 21-15 in favor of Poughkeepsie. Doug, what can Frederick Douglass do to stop this tide and kind of get back in their offensive rhythm?
Well, same thing I said for Poughkeepsie a few minutes ago. Take better care of the basketball so that Poughkeepsie can't get in transition, and also get into transition yourself. Basically do what Poughkeepsie's doing. Try to create some offense off your defense. Get back to your activity defensively and try to see if you can get in transition.
Shot clock down to 3. Desperation heave going to come. It's inside, and that is after the shot clock.
Yeah, again, great defense by Poughkeepsie. Sticky man-to-man defense. They're doing a great job. Harvard is really sticking like glue to Wagge and making things difficult for him down low.
21-15. That layup from De La Cruz, a good look. Unfortunately, Frederick Douglass just ran out of time. And a travel against Carter.
Travel by Carter, but I like the idea. Typically when you're playing a team that's a little faster than you, perhaps, obviously longer than you, and plays that attacking style of defense, ball fakes, pass fakes are great weapons to use. And you saw Carter try and execute a pass fake there. Just dragged his foot.
Three-pointer off. Reeves with a rebound. Reeves puts it into the hands of Carter. Carter penetrating the lane. Goins will take the three-pointer. Goins left it short, and Hernandez with a rebound. Extra pass was one too many for Frederick Douglass. Now on the break, a whistle. And an inbounds play coming up for the Pioneers. I'm not sure why that whistle was blown.
I'm not sure either.
Seemed like Poughkeepsie was on the break, and then there was a whistle and an inbounds. I'm not.
Yeah, I missed the call myself.
That's the one problem with being up here in the press box. They don't always get you to let us know what the call was. So either way, Poughkeepsie will try to take advantage. Thomas missed the free throw line jumper. Now on the break, Hernandez trying to stem the run. He does. Frederick Douglass finally stops the bleeding after a 13-0 run.
Hernandez obviously really important to this Frederick Douglass team.
Carter steps into a three-pointer off the feed from Thomas. 7-point cushion. Screen set. On the left-hand dribble, it was a right-hand layup, and then De La Cruz followed.
A great crash by De La Cruz there, getting the offensive rebound and the putback.
Carter throws it into the backcourt. And this ball will go out of bounds. Muhammad Wage checks back in, and it's been a quiet first half for him, Doug.
I credit 100% to Poughkeepsie's defense, particularly Harvard coming off the bench has been menacing defensively in the paint, and they're doing a great job on Wage.
2:20 left in the first half. Ball tipped off the hand, but recovered that time for Cromar. Trying to get it to Wage. Wage with a high screen. Rolls inside, and then Carter quick hands to strip him.
Yeah, great help defense on that pick and roll. When you got a guy as long as Wage, you know that the roll is going to be utilized quite a bit, so the weak side help is really important, and you saw Carter do it perfectly there.
12 on the shot clock. Trying to hand off to Hernandez. They do with 8. Hernandez, shot clock down to 5. Hernandez trying to split a double team. Picked up by Reeves, ahead to Thomas. Thomas fouled from behind, reaching in as Wage.
Great defense again by Poughkeepsie, forcing Frederick Douglass to try to make a play at the end of the shot clock there.
So the man they call Trey Thomas knocks down his first free throw. It's 25-19.
I think you're seeing the physicality of this Poughkeepsie team. We talked a lot early about the length and athleticism of Frederick Douglass, but Poughkeepsie, with Reeves and Thomas and Harvard and Goings, these are big, strong kids that are really being physical with Frederick Douglass right now, and it's having an effect on them.
I think the ability for Poughkeepsie to kind of switch and have so many different defensive players out there, not lose much of anything on the defensive end, is important for them. They can go 8 deep, and really they can switch almost everything on the screens.
Yeah, you've seen a couple times on screens them switch off, and their interior defenders. Here you see Reeves, big body, working hard on the perimeter.
Reeves frustrated. He felt he defended really, really well for 24 seconds that time, but a foul called. As he reached in, he thought he got all ball. The officials saw it differently, and he will take a seat now, Reeves. (25-19) as Frederick Douglass will inbound. Trying to catch it inside, quickly put up, and a nice job as it is finished inside for Frederick Douglass by Laura. Elian Laura gets his first bucket of the day. And we're now into the final 60 seconds of this first half. Carter picks up his dribble. Goins now attacking the hoop. And Goins is fouled. And Goins didn't have that much space that time, but caught it, had just a little bit of lane, and he got one step on the defender, and that's all he needs.
Yeah, decisive move by Goins. As soon as he caught it, made a quick decision, which again, against a team that plays defense the way that Frederick Douglass does, you have to be able to make quick decisions. Goins did there, and it paid off. 57
seconds left in the second quarter. Poughkeepsie now has missed their last 2 free throws.
Both teams utilizing their bench, both teams deep, and you're seeing that play through in the rotations both coaches are utilizing here in the first half.
One more free throw for Goins. 1 of 2. 5-point lead.
Just a simple, man defense. A lot of good communication by Poughkeepsie.
Swung up top. Hernandez holding with 14 on the shot clock, under 35 seconds left in the first half. Switched on to Harvard. Gets by Harvard and lays it softly for 2. That's a matchup they like.
Yeah, great move, great first step by Hernandez.
Thomas, no look pass to Harvard. He has it swatted out of bounds. It will stay with Poughkeepsie. The shot clock is off. 18 seconds left in this first half. And Poughkeepsie ready to make a substitution.
But again, I like the decisiveness by Harvard there, which you have to do against this type of defense. Make a quick decision, make a play. Harvard did certainly do that. Great defensive play by Frederick Douglass to turn it away, though.
Campbell's checked in. Carter's going to hold for the final shot. We'll see when he begins action. Down to the final 10 seconds, trying to get into the hands of Thomas. Down to 5. Carter with a running floater. No. A follow. Yes. Tipped in by Pearson.
Pearson with the highlight reel finish for the first quarter.
28-23. Things looking up for the Poughkeepsie Pioneers. First time they're back here in Glens Falls since 1996 in the Federation Tournament. And having some fun in this first half are the Pioneers. Cody Moffitt's squad in front by 5. We'll step aside for a few minutes, come back with some first half thoughts and analysis. You are watching the NFHS's coverage of the New York State Federation Tournament of Champions here in Glens Falls, New York.
This event is brought to you by Champion. Since 1919, Champion has created the durable, authentic sportswear you need to conquer your goals. As the official uniform and apparel provider for the NFHS, Champion helps athletes at every level make their mark, the mark of a champion. View our apparel today at champion.com.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Coaches teach your kids to dream. Coaches teach your kids to overcome. Coaches teach your kids good sportsmanship. Coaches teach your kids proper technique. But who teaches your coaches?
All right, this is Adam. Take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
Poughkeepsie leading Frederick Douglass 28-23. As you're watching on the NFHS network, Doug, your thoughts on that first half?
Well, I think it was, you saw a big momentum swing. Poughkeepsie came out a little bit tentative. Frederick Douglass had their legs under them, ready to go, had a great start. And then Poughkeepsie adjusted, turned things up, and wrangled the lead for themselves.
Frederick Douglass offensively there went very cold down the stretch, had 15 points with a couple minutes left in that first quarter, finished the half with 23.
Yeah, again, I said it numerous times in the first half, but credit Poughkeepsie's defense. They really dialed up the pressure. They're playing man-to-man defense, which I love to see because man-to-man defense is not easy to play. Sometimes a zone, if you're playing against a team that can't shoot, you can kind of sit in a zone and rest a little bit on defense, but man-to-man defense takes a commitment, and Poughkeepsie made a commitment to play defense, and it showed certainly in that second quarter.
The Pioneers of Poughkeepsie, the Section 1 and New York Public High School Athletic Association state champions, leading the PSAL champions Frederick Douglass 28-23 at halftime. We'll step aside again, come back with some second half thoughts and preparations for each team as they get ready to try to change the script in the second half. You are watching the NFHS coverage of the New York State Federation Tournament of Champions.
Just a reminder, kids who participate in high school activities tend to go a little farther than those who don't. Take part. Get set for life.
The NFHS Learning Center is the leader in online education for the interscholastic community. At NFHSLearn.com, you can find over 60 courses for coaches, administrators, officials, parents, students, and performing arts programs, including over 25 free courses such as concussion in sports, heat illness prevention, sudden cardiac arrest, and protecting students from abuse. For more information, visit the NFHS Learning Center.
This event is brought to you by Champion. Since 1919, Champion has created the durable, authentic sportswear you need to conquer your goals. As the official uniform and apparel provider for the NFHS, Champion helps athletes at every level make their mark. the mark of a champion. View our apparel today at champion.com.
(28-23) halftime score. Tom Price and Doug Corrigo. Thanks again for tuning in here on the NFHS Network. Doug, getting ready for the second half. Let's start with the team down by 5 on the scoreboard. What can the Lions of Frederick Douglass Academy do in this second half to trim that margin down and eventually take the lead?
Well, number one, take better care of the basketball. Had a few too many turnovers in that first half, particularly in that second quarter. Number two, try to get out and transition more to kind of disorganize that Poughkeepsie man half-court defense. And number three, I'd like to see him use Wage a little bit to screen for him off the ball to try to get him in a more favorable matchup to get him going a little more.
28-23. And if you're Poughkeepsie, what do you think Cody Moffitt said to his team in the locker room?
I would say empty the tank, fellas. This is our last game. Everything's on the line here. That effort we gave in the second quarter is the effort that'll carry us to a title. So we can keep that effort up for the next 16 minutes. We're going to be hoisting a trophy at the end of this thing.
28-23 as we get ready to start this second half. This is the Class A, semifinals here for the Federation State Tournament. Winner goes on to play in the championship game tomorrow, and they will take on the winner of the Park School and Albany Academy. That should be a good one.
Yeah, a lot of talent on display in that game. That's going to be a really good game. Those two teams are familiar with each other, too.
First, though, we got to get through the second half of this fun one. This has been a good first half. I enjoy watching Poughkeepsie play. Always an up-tempo, defensive-heavy style.
Yeah, I love what Coach Moffitt has done with these guys. As I said, their versatility, defensively and offensively, and he mixes defenses, really keeps the other team off balance. Does a great job with this group.
They will play at 1:45 tomorrow in the championship game. Thomas inside had his shot blocked, then lost it, and it's taken away by Frederick Douglass. Thrown into the front court for Frederick Douglass. 28-23. Up top, straight on three. Good look to start the second half for Frederick Douglass, unable to hit. They get an offensive rebound and a second chance on this possession, however. And a foul coming against Poughkeepsie.
As Carter reaching around from behind, got some contact on the arm.
Inbounded. Open jumper somehow didn't go down, but then a follow is put up and in.
That's Hernandez again, crashing the boards. He's a guard that is not afraid to go in there, mix it up, and he's done that second offensive rebound putback. Good stuff by Hernandez.
28-25. Backdoor cut. Thomas's pass is knocked away. Frederick Douglass can tie on this possession. They will not, but they'll get 2 free throws.
Ideal start for Frederick Douglass here. A couple of offensive rebounds on the offensive end and 2 turnovers created on the defensive end. Couldn't ask for a better start for these guys.
So 2 free throws upcoming. As that free throw is up and good.
Back in action for Poughkeepsie. Number 11, Jamar Hickle, returning for Frederick Douglass. Number 10, Elian.
One more.
Quick hook for Wage there, just over a minute into the quarter here. He takes a seat.
So 1 of 2, and it's 28-26.
Chroma hawking Goings here.
And Goings is fouled.
Charged the foul to number 3, Abubakar Chroma of Frederick Douglass. His first for the team's first in half number 2. Niall Goings on the line. He shoots 2 for
2 free throws. That one is cleanly through. 29-26, one more to come.
I see Coach Mangan for Frederick Douglass going to his bench early here, rotating guys in and out.
So both teams to start this second half make 1 free throw. They've trimmed the deficit, however, to just 3 right now for Frederick Douglass, but a turnover, and the Lions give up possession. 6:17 left in the third quarter. Thomas catching in the far wing. Bounce pass down low. Harvard, a lot of fancy footwork, unable to hit the shot. Now thrown ahead for Frederick Douglass. And then Hernandez simply lost it out of bounds.
Wage's presence affecting the move by Harvard on that last Poughkeepsie possession. Frederick Douglass came out in man. Looks like, not sure if they're going to switch up here. Played a lot of 1-3-1, 3-2 in that first half, and switched to man now. Looks like they're back to the 1-3-1 perhaps.
Yeah, you mentioned they like to play a lot of different, what you call junk defenses, trying to confuse and befuddle the offense.
Right, that junk defense for folks who aren't deep basketball fans is not a criticism of a defense. It's just a creative style of defense.
They want to muddy the game up. They want to confuse you offensively, and those are 2 defenses. This is kept alive for Frederick Douglass. The 1-3-1 is a foul coming. 29-26. The 1-3-1 and the 3-2, if you're going to play zones, are not the most popular zones even. So those are 2 zone defenses that are less commonly seen, and therefore teams are maybe a little less prepared to see them.
Yeah, and you'll see Frederick Douglass kind of morph in and out of, a 1-3-1, 3-2 kind of look. Again, it's all designed to obviously create turnovers, be in the passing lanes, that sort of thing, but also to kind of confuse the offense, to kind of try to recognize exactly what defense they're in.
And now it looks more like a 3-2 when they get settled defensively, but at times it also, as you mentioned, has that principles of a 1-3-1. Very interesting to watch. This three-pointer rimmed out, but it's tipped into the hands of Goins. He's inside and hits. 31-26.
He's a big-time player, came up huge for them in the state championship game last week. And a lot of weapons on Poughkeepsie.
31-26, 4:40 left in the third quarter. Hernandez spins in the lane. And it'll be a reset with 14 on the shot clock. Screen set. Cromar will take the contested fadeaway jumper and hit.
Nice offensive job by Cromar, creating just a little bit of space with a angled away, falling away shot from range. And if you're Poughkeepsie, I mean, that was good defense there by Campbell.
And then a good find as on the doorstep, Pearson is hacked. 2 foul shots coming. So Pearson will shoot 2. Just a 3-point game. Poughkeepsie been unable to open up the advantage beyond 5 in the second half.
Frederick Douglass again, Coach Mangan rotating guys in and out. They're going to come at you like in waves.
Also number 21, Jacob Berry, back in action for the Lions.
32-28, one more free throw. Pearson makes it 33-28. Under 4 minutes now left in the third quarter. Cromar looking for a teammate. Wage goes out to the 3-point line to catch. Getting it back to Wage. swatted from behind. But a foul on Pearson.
Nice high-low work there by Frederick Douglass offensively. Biddle, just a sophomore, but you can see he's a big body in there. I'd like to see what he's going to do here to match up with the big bodies of Poughkeepsie, who've been asserting their physical strength against Frederick Douglass so far. But Biddle's a big guy that can hold that position inside.
Wagge makes the first free throw, and I think Poughkeepsie frustrated. They felt that was a clean block, but it's a situation where if you give up the inside position, a lot of times, no matter what happens, that's going to be called a foul. So you can't afford to let someone like Wagge get right next to the hoop wide open.
Yeah, like I said, it was nice high-low action by Frederick Douglass to get him going to the basket, and Biddle delivered the ball up high and did a nice job on that possession.
33-30. Pioneers bring it into the front court. Campbell will load up the three-pointer. Campbell unable to hit it. Wagge with the rebound, bounced into the hands of Cromar.
Campbell is a good shooter. Putting him in that corner against that 1-3-1 is a wise decision by Poughkeepsie.
Biddle. Now in the lane, twinning, turning, putting up a difficult shot, unable to hit. And Poughkeepsie nearly lost it out of bounds. Jacob Barry that time, just a sophomore. Tried to hit the turnaround J. Thomas wants it. Thomas sets his feet for three. Short, but he gets his own miss. And then has his pocket picked. Hernandez then returns the favor, and they're going to say actually last touch by Poughkeepsie, so we'll stay with FDA.
Yeah, defensive lapse by Frederick Douglass that last possession. Thomas, I think, was surprised when he flashed at the top of the key and had that much space to shoot. Didn't knock it down, but defensive lapse. Frederick Douglass will have to tighten up.
And Thomas has been short now on a couple consecutive three-pointers. We'll see if maybe that's mechanics or if that's just energy level. Inside. This is knocked away. Last touch off Frederick Douglass. I know when I was a teenager, and I would say even now, I would be very difficult for me to play at 9 a.m.
Well, that's why I said the style that Poughkeepsie plays, they just play a sticky man-to-man defense, which takes a ton of effort, ton of energy. So you got to keep your guys fresh, especially your shooters.
And those teenage bodies, you know, there's those scientific studies that say they don't really wake up till 11 a.m. They got to be alive and alert right now. Campbell, he's going to try another three. Campbell off the side iron, but staying with Poughkeepsie. Get Poughkeepsie to inbound now. Trigger man on the inbound will be Campbell. Open three-pointer for Carter, unable to hit. But then a follow by Harvard. Harvard's done a really nice job underneath today.
Yeah, great job by Harvard, crashing the glass. Got the weak side rebound, sending it home. That's effort.
Inside. Cromar missed. A follow put in by Wagge. And in a zone defense, one of the flaws, Doug, is that it's very difficult to defensive rebound at times because it's hard to block out a man. A travel against Poughkeepsie. As a coach, what are you trying to tell your guys if you're playing zone, as we've seen Frederick Douglass mainly do? How do you try to defensive rebound at a high level?
Well, it's number one, it's communication during the possession to understand where players are, where cutters are coming from. And then when that shot goes up, you've got to look and find whoever's in your area and get a body on them because you aren't in a zone particularly designated to one certain guy. So whoever's around you, you've got to look and find them and make contact.
3-point game. Cromar inside. Cromar used those long arms to get the layup off, but he couldn't hit. Going all the way out to half court. Cromar stepping inside the arc. Drops it off. Wagge. Two-handed dunk.
That's what penetration's going to give you.
1-point game.
Cromar is relentless in his effort. When he has the ball, he's going to attack and try to create havoc, and he did there.
Goins looking for a screen on the bounce. Inside. Unable to hit it. Hernandez with a rebound. Frederick Douglass can take the lead. As this ball is swatted away, Thomas will come back on with 42 seconds left in this third quarter alongside Reeves. Two pretty good reinforcements to bring on for Poughkeepsie. Thomas, the County Player of the Year. Reeves, an All-Star in Dutchess County. It's a 1-point game. Hernandez off the dribble, delayed foul call.
Well, that's, again, the versatility that we talked about. That's Goins guarding Hernandez on the perimeter. Goins, he's a big kid, 6'5", and he's guarding the point guard out there and doing a nice job.
Shot clock is off. Frederick Douglass has the opportunity, if they choose, to hold for the final shot of this third quarter. Inside, Wage tried to get it to an open man inside, but the path was cut off. And then a travel coming against Frederick Douglass, as that ball was bounced around, tipped up, and finally caught. But then going to ground to recover it, it was Barry, and he traveled.
Yeah, Wage had Clark on that opposite block, just recognized it a bit too late and allowed the Poughkeepsie defender to recover and break that up.
Thomas wants the three ball. Instead, driving inside. Thomas hangs contact, no foul call. Ball poked away. Run down by Frederick Douglass. Desperation heave from Reeves is off. We're going to the fourth quarter. 35-34. Fourth quarter on the other side of this break. You're watching the Federation Class A semifinals on the NFHS Network.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on three factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Tom Preisman, Doug Kriego back inside. A cool Insuring Arena in Glens Falls, New York. Doug, your thoughts on a third quarter of play that sees Poughkeepsie's lead dwindle down to just one?
A great quarter defensively by Frederick Douglass. They got a lot of what they wanted, which was Poughkeepsie taking perimeter shots. And when Poughkeepsie did attack the rim, Wage and company did a good job contesting those shots, and the shooting percentage, although I'm not tracking it, was quite low for Poughkeepsie in that quarter.
Downside to Waggy. Waggy up top. Foul line jumper to take the lead. Cannot hit. Cromar with a second effort. Couldn't get it. Third try. Yes! Frederick Douglass retakes the lead.
Not easy to rebound that successfully against this Poughkeepsie team. So Frederick Douglass doing a great job there on the offensive glass.
Pass to the far side of the floor. Thomas up top. Thomas off the dribble, spinning. Couldn't get the layup to go. And now Frederick Douglass will push the tempo. Stopping in the lane, shot is blocked. And then a follow underneath is blocked, but then the foul is called.
Again on the offensive glass, Frederick Douglass asserting their length right now, getting balls tipped and collected and getting second chances here in the first minute of the fourth quarter. Poughkeepsie's got to do a better job, particularly on Wage. Just get a body on him and push him further away or under the basket.
as that first free throw is through. 37-35.
So Harvard's coming in. Coach Moffitt, great basketball mind, recognizing that let's get a little more girth inside to keep these guys off the glass here.
It's a 3-point lead, largest of the second half for Frederick Douglass. And Poughkeepsie wants a timeout. We'll take one as well. 38-35, 6:53 left in this fourth quarter. You're watching the NFHS Network. (38-35), 6:53 left in the fourth quarter here from Glens Falls. Tom Preisman, Doug Kriego getting you set for this final 6:53 of this fourth quarter. Poughkeepsie held a 5-point halftime lead. Frederick Douglass slowly but surely, Doug, has chipped away at it.
Yeah, they've done a great job, as I said, offensively, hitting the glass and getting second chances for themselves and getting themselves to the line as a result of offensive rebounding. On the defensive end, they've gotten Poughkeepsie to do what they want to do. That is take long-range jumpers or contested shots in the paint. So credit Frederick Douglass doing what they wanted to do there in the third quarter. We'll see how Poughkeepsie adjusts here in the fourth to see if they can grab this lead back.
Thomas inbound. Bounce pass into the corner. Thomas missing it inside. Thomas has gone cold in the second half, Doug, and that's unfortunate for Poughkeepsie. While they're very good defensively, they need him to probably step up offensively.
Yeah, he had a good opportunity to score the basket there. But I think he's a little bit off right now. He just needs to dial in. He's a big-time performer who shines in the spotlight, so I expect him to respond here down the stretch.
Shot clock down to 3. Shot must go up. Harvard has to try the 3. Not in his game at all, and it's well off. And then a foul from behind. There were 6 seconds left there, and there's something about having awareness of the shot clock, Doug, and it seemed as if Poughkeepsie had no idea, and then it ended up in Harvard's hands, who's not a three-point shooter at all, but he had to put it up because the shot clock was going to expire.
Yeah, a little disorganized at the end of that possession for Poughkeepsie, but dig in here defensively, see if they can get it back. You know, I'm seeing them now in a 2-3 zone, which they backed off the man they were playing earlier. We'll see if this alters Frederick Douglass at all.
Poked away. Now in transition. Opportunity as Goins lays it in.
Great strip by Goins. Nice controlled finish at the other end. He's an X factor for this team as well.
Pass into the corner. Into the hands of Cromar. It'll be a right side triple. Bottoms for Jacob Barry.
Nice looking shot by Barry. Catch and shoot. Again, quick decision before the defender could rotate back, and he knocks it down.
Three-pointer taken, but unable to knock it down. And now it's ahead to Barry. He's alone. Barry with a right-hand finish. Cody Moffitt wants a timeout as Harvard, behind the play, lost his goggles and looks like maybe got poked in the eye.
Yeah, he took a blow down at that end after the shot. Inadvertent, but stinger nonetheless.
So Moffitt just getting the attention of the officials that time. No timeout will be called.
Big possession here for Poughkeepsie. Down 6. They could use a bucket here.
And this game's starting to slip away from the Pioneers, the New York State Public High School Athletic Association state champions. Thomas inside fouled.
Frederick Douglass showed man defense that time. You almost need a extra analyst sitting here to keep track of the defense that Frederick Douglass is playing. They seem to switch it every time down the court.
As Thomas frustrated as that free throw rims out.
Shooting stroke continuing to be a little bit off for Thomas. You know, there's that old adage of if he makes his free throw, sees the ball go in the basket, if that could help him as a shooter. Let's see if he can knock this one down.
He does knock down the second.
Let's see if that helps him get things organized here in the last 5 minutes.
Dangerous pass, nearly thrown away. Hernandez settles. 16 in the shot clock. Deep three. Off iron, off glass, and controlled by Poughkeepsie. Thomas gets it to Pearson. Pearson able to throw it to Carter for 3. And now Frederick Douglass. Nice job in transition. Cromar, he has those extendo arms you'd see. They just keep going and going. And for a guy who's probably only 6'1", 6'2", he has the arms of someone who's 6'5", 6'6", and that makes a big difference to the guard position.
Yeah, he's an attacker, you saw there.
So Tremel Reeves has fouled out. 43-38. And all of a sudden, it's time to start worrying if you're Poughkeepsie a little bit here, Doug.
Well, you know, it's a 5-point game here. You know, they're well within striking range. They just need to clean things up, I think, particularly on the offensive end right now. They had a good defensive possession the last time, which forced a long shot by Cromar at the end of the shot clock. But then, of course, Cromar with the run out on the last turnover they had. But it seems like defensively they're doing a decent job of slowing down and, you know, challenging Frederick Douglass. But offensively, they've got to get something going.
Able to knock down the first of 2 free throws. One of 2. But the lead is now all the way up to 8. Poughkeepsie has gone ice cold in this fourth quarter. Goins inside. Got to the spot he wanted, and his right-hand scoop shot missed, and in transition, Frederick Douglass turns it over.
Now in the ballgame for Frederick Douglass, number 1, Jonathan Delacruz.
We'll see what defense Frederick Douglass throws at him this possession. Looks like man.
Screen set. Offensive foul against Pearson.
Yeah, he didn't get set before he made contact with the defender. Easy call for the ref.
So Pearson's 3rd foul. It's Poughkeepsie's 8th. Here on out, it'll be free throws for Frederick Douglass. And there's under 4 minutes left to go in the game. Poughkeepsie's been in control most of the day, Doug, but now Frederick Douglass is taking control in this fourth.
Well, extending their pressure here. 2-2-1, picking up full court.
Hernandez slows the tempo.
And dropping back into a 2-3 zone. when they get across the half court.
Hernandez. Screen set. And he traveled as he went up. There were 3 defenders around him. They closed in. He had nowhere to go. That's why you don't leave your feet.
That's another great defensive possession for Poughkeepsie. There was only 3 on the shot clock when Hernandez made his move there. So another win for Poughkeepsie at that end. But at this end, they need to be more efficient and convert some of these tries.
And a timeout taken, a 30-second timeout will stay here. 44-38, 3:13 left in this fourth quarter of the NFHS Class A semifinals. And Doug, right now, if you're Poughkeepsie, what is the discussion in their huddle right now?
Well, they need points, obviously. Down 6, 3 minutes, 13 seconds. They've been terribly inefficient, really, for most of this entire second half offensively. So they need to figure out a way to get some clean looks at the basket and get something going defensively. Doing a great job, but as time wears down, if they're still behind, they're going to have to extend that pressure, get out of that 2-3 zone, and take some risks defensively. So these next next minute here, they're going to have to get a little closer on the score clock to be able to play the way they want to play.
So 44-38, 3:13 left in the fourth. Devontre Thomas is the guy for Poughkeepsie offensively. Can he hit a couple 3-pointers to maybe propel them back into this game? It'll be a handoff to Thomas. He'll try the tray. Thomas too strong. Double team coming. Handled, and they're going to say that it's not a travel. Cody Moffitt and company disagree. Inside, the layup attempt was too strong, and then a foul from behind on Thomas.
I believe that was Laura pushing on Thomas. So it's only the 5th team foul for Frederick Douglass.
And one more and they'll be in the bonus. (44-38), 2:45 left. A handoff to Devontre Thomas. Thomas on the right-hand bounce. Screen set for him. Bounce pass to Goins. Pearson in the lane. Hangs, cannot hit. And then Frederick Douglass Academy secures the defensive rebound. They'll take a 30-second timeout. We'll take one as well. 44-38. 2:25 left in the fourth. You're watching the NFHS Network.
Coaches teach your kids to dream. Coaches teach your kids to overcome. Coaches teach your kids good sportsmanship. Coaches teach your kids proper technique. But who teaches your coaches?
(44-38), 2:25 left. And Doug, we expected a defensive battle. We got that in the second half. Poughkeepsie, less than 15 points. They've really struggled in the offensive end.
Yeah, Frederick Douglass, again, mixing and matching, throwing a bunch of different looks defensively. Poughkeepsie's gone cold shooting on top of that. But they're going to need to find a way here in these last 2.5 minutes to get some points on the board.
It's really been a tale of two halves in terms of the defensive units. In the first half, this ball's knocked away. Poughkeepsie played really great defense, and you mentioned it was the mixing and matching working for them. And then Frederick Douglass flipped the script, did the same thing to them in this second half, a timeout taken. And we'll step aside one final time. Come back with the conclusion of this game. 44-38, 2:14 left. Don't change what you're watching. You got on the NFHS Network.
All right, this is Adam. Take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I would encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
(44-38), 2:14 left in the fourth quarter. Tom Preisman, Doug Kriego, thanks again for checking us out here on the NFHS Network. Cody Moffitt and his squad face a difficult situation, Doug. Frederick Douglass has possession. They're up by 6 points, and there's just 2 minutes and 14 seconds left.
Yeah, as I said earlier, they're in a position now where they're going to have to play differently than they're most comfortable playing, and that is extend the defense a little bit, take some gambles defensively, but also you also give up some opportunities that way too, so we'll see how they respond.
The first of two Class A semifinals to get us going on this Saturday morning.
1-2-2 here.
Thomas with a steal. Thomas head up looking for a teammate. Bounce pass inside. No, but then the follow for Goins. Goins lays it in for two. Poughkeepsie within 4.
Yeah, great job by Goins on the offensive glass. It's go time. He put himself in a spot to make a play, and he did.
Just a little late on that passing lane that time for Goins. Double teamed. Knocked away. Recovered, however, by Frederick Douglass Academy. Into the corner comes the Lions. Now a scoop shot. Follow, yes! Poughkeepsie, I think, wants basket interference. They're not going to get it.
That was a great athletic play by Dela Cruz.
Pearson inside. Pearson blocked. And then Hernandez dribbles right into a double team and loses it. Carter for a response. Carter missed it. And Carter slow to get up.
That may have been basket interference, which is what Coach Moffitt's asking. It looked like the Frederick Douglass player hung on the rim there, but you can see the net is disrupted from his efforts.
Coach Moffitt getting a word with the official. It was tough to tell. There was definitely a player around the net and rim as that whole sequence unfolded, so you understand why Poughkeepsie wants that call. I don't think they're going to get it, and now we're in the final minute. But 2 free throws for Carter can make this a 4-point game.
Yeah, nice job defensively in that 1-2-2 by Poughkeepsie. Coach Moffitt's guys getting after it. Frederick Douglass, frankly, hasn't seen that the entire game, so they're having a little trouble adjusting.
1 free throw for Carter. Devontre Thomas will step out.
Critical for Frederick Douglass to take care of the ball at this stage of the game. Do not turn it over and give Poughkeepsie extra possessions.
Second free throw is good as well, 46-42. This ball swatted away, but it's going to stay with the PSAL champions, Frederick Douglass.
Frederick Douglass looking to get organized here against this 2-2-1 press.
48-42, make that 46-42. Nearly stolen into the front court. Frederick Douglass trying to hold on to possession. Now they'll pull it out. Do you foul?
Yeah, you probably have to, down 4.
Let's see. Cody Moffitt's squad didn't foul till 18. At that point, would you have played it out or do you still foul, do you think?
I would still foul. You're down 4. You know, the shot clock, I think, had about 20 seconds, 15 seconds, something like that on it. And you need, obviously, a couple possessions of your own to get back in this. So I think it's a good move.
Shot clock was down to 18 when the foul was committed.
Yeah, so they could have taken it down to 25 seconds. And like as I said, you need possessions if you're Poughkeepsie. So probably a good foul right there.
Cromar makes the first, one more to come. Good as well. Nearly thrown away for Poughkeepsie. Carter, cross-court pass. Goins inside. Finger roll finish, no. Tipped around, but recovered by Poughkeepsie. Shot clock is off. 3-point attempt. Unable to hit. Rebound for Frederick Douglass. Foul with 26.5, and the Lions begin to sense that they're closing in on a Federation final appearance.
Yeah, great defensive effort by Frederick Douglass in this game. Wage's presence again felt there, and you know, we talked a little bit last night watching Moussa Cisse affect the game at the rim. Wage definitely had a similar effect. You know, maybe didn't get the counted block shots that you'll see in the scorebook, but he altered so many shots at the rim for Poughkeepsie. Made a big difference this morning.
Wage one more after missing the first. Still a 6-point game. So it's still a 2-possession game here as he misses both. 26.5, and now it'll be down to 24 seconds even as this timeout's called. Cody Moffitt, he got what he wanted here. 2 missed free throws. It's still a 2-possession game. Probably with 24 seconds left in the situation, you're thinking 2 3-pointers, Doug, would you say?
Yeah, I think you got to go, although he's been a little bit cold, I think Thomas is your guy to step out, and if you get him a good look. See Coach Moffitt's got the whiteboard out, going to draw something up and see if they can get a quick, good look.
Interesting there that he's going to take out Campbell and put in Harvard. Harvard a much better offensive rebounder, which could be crucial, but Campbell is the guy that's been one of their main 3-point options in this game.
I think it's a tactical move by Coach Moffitt. You're thinking, okay, do I put more shooters out there, or do I put guys that can get to the glass? And he's opted for the latter, which is a great thought by Coach Moffitt. When that shot goes up, he's telling his kids, we got to get to the glass and get a putback. And Harvard's been great at doing that all night for Poughkeepsie.
48-42, 24 seconds. As Frederick Douglass trying to send themselves into the Federation final.
And no fouls to give here for Frederick Douglass. They've got 6, so the next foul puts Poughkeepsie at the line. So they're going to have to play smart defense here and not allow Poughkeepsie to score with the game clock stopped in the form of a foul shot. Let's see what kind of defense, pick your choice here for Frederick Douglass. Let's see what they come out with.
If I'm them, I'm probably just trying to double team Thomas and prevent him from catching it. They're doing that here. He is double teamed. Yeah, dangerous pass. It ends up in Thomas's hands, though. He throws up the desperation 3. No. Stripped from behind by Hernandez. He's fouled. 17.6 left.
Heady play by Hernandez. Goins great position on the offensive rebound. But heady play by Hernandez coming out and stripping that ball out of there.
We saw West Genesee come up just shy against Christ the King in the AA bracket of the boys. And now will the New York State Public champion Poughkeepsie just come up short against Frederick Douglass.
Frederick Douglass missed 3 free throws in a row now. Hernandez would be served well to knock this one down.
He does. It's a 3-possession game now, 17 seconds left. Timeout called.
Yeah, tough spot for Poughkeepsie here. Not sure. Maybe they didn't have a timeout. Let's see.
They said white 12. That would be Harvard who called the foul. Called the timeout.
We're talking something over here.
I think now they're saying that Harvard's saying he didn't call the timeout. Poughkeepsie saying we didn't want the timeout, but the officials overrules them. I think Moffitt would have liked to have saved that timeout for if they'd gotten a quick bucket here and then could have set up their defensive game plan, but I believe that's their final timeout they just burned.
They're in a tough spot here, down 7. Frederick Douglass with the ball, 17.6 left. Obviously, they have to go for a turnover, try to steal the inbounds, and if they don't, immediately foul.
I'm watching Moffitt right now. I have a good angle. He is drawing furiously on that whiteboard right now. He's getting everything he wants out there. He's just drawn up defensively and offensively what he wants in this next sequence, trying to save that last time out. They do have one left.
Yeah, I think he's getting organized as what to do if we do, if we're going to foul them right away if we don't get a turnover, and then talking about what's going to happen after the free throw as they come back the other way offensively. So good coaching by Moffitt. Didn't get his team here by mistake. He's got a handle on things and knows what he's doing for sure.
Carter in the front court. Carter looking for a teammate. Thomas will take a three. Just not been Thomas's day. Frederick Douglass will be fouled. That is going to do it. 49-42. Frederick Douglass is going to go on to the Federation Championship game. And Devontre Thomas, he hit that first three-pointer. I don't know if he hit one after that.
No, he went cold for sure. He's going to be disappointed looking back at this game that he couldn't get the perimeter shot going.
Frederick Douglass Academy. As substitute's going to come on for Poughkeepsie now. They can get some of those seniors out. Rebound grabbed, and they're not even going to get the seniors out. That'll do it. Desperation heave. No. 50-42. Frederick Douglass Academy out of West Harlem on to the championship game as they down the New York State Public High School Athletic Association state champions Poughkeepsie. Pioneers a terrific season, but it comes up 8 points short in the championship in the semifinal game of the Federation tournament. Doug, your final thoughts on this 50-42 final score?
Well, great job by Frederick Douglass. Really throughout the game, holding this Poughkeepsie team down, forcing them to take long-range perimeter shots, contesting shots at the rim, forcing turnovers. They really did a great job. Impressive group here for Frederick Douglass and a great accomplishment winning the Federation for them.
They're on to the Federation final now, so they'll have an opportunity to win the Federation tomorrow as they will take on the winner of our next game, the Park School and Albany Academy, and those will be, no matter who it is, a tough draw for Frederick Douglass in the Federation final tomorrow, whether it's Park or whether it's Albany Academy.
Yeah, they're going to have to rely again on their defense and effort to hold down either one of those teams tomorrow.
And you mentioned they like to muddy the game up. That's how both of these teams played. They wanted to really get it started on the defensive end. They were able to do that in this game. And because of that, Frederick Douglass moves on. Doug, a great season for Poughkeepsie. They win their first state title in over 2 decades. That ends here, but this is a team that great coaching, a lot of interchangeable pieces. This was a team that really was embodied that word of team. It wasn't just one guy. Every single player contributed in every win.
Absolutely. Coach Moffitt uses a lot of kids off his bench. These starters all handle the ball. They all shoot the ball. They all rebound. They were 25-3 heading into this game this morning, which is a sensational season. A lot of seniors on this team are going to be moving on, but this will be a great memory for them as they move forward.
And on the other side for Frederick Douglass, now on to the championship game. Offensively, maybe not their cleanest performance, maybe some things they want to work on before tomorrow, but defensively can't really ask for a better performance than they did in the second half.
Yeah, great job by Frederick Douglass. And conversely to the Poughkeepsie roster, Frederick Douglass only, I think, has 2 or 3 seniors in their roster. So all their key guys, Wage and Hernandez and Croma, Dela Cruz, Barry, all these kids are coming back again next year. So keep your eye on Frederick Douglass. They are only going to improve between now and next season.
And that will do it for this broadcast. We'll let you listen in to the awards ceremony. Don't forget, we got coming up approximately, I would say, about half an hour from now, maybe a little less, Albany Academy and the Park School. If you want to tune into that game, Frederick Douglass's opponent will be determined in that one. But that does it here for us on the NFHS Network. Thanks to our wonderful production team. And my name is Tom Preisner. For my partner Doug Kriego, we'll step aside and let you listen in to the award ceremony here from Glens Falls.
The 2019 state semifinalist from Poughkeepsie, Jadion Buckley. Jadion Buckley. Jadion Buckley. Jamie Carter.
It's okay. I wasn't feeling great about that.
Jamar Campbell. Jamel Cherry. Javante Davis.
We got one out of our system.
Darion Edwards. Niall Owens. Shelvon Grant. Xavier Grant. Jockwell